Welcome to the Guide Life podcast by Whiskey Sloughs. This show is about the work, the hunts, and the real side of guiding. No filters, no fluff, just what it takes to build and run a hunting operation from the ground up. Every week we'll cover everything from land management to habitat work to the daily grind of guiding waterfowl, upland, and turkey hunts here in Nebraska. I'm Hunter Runge, CEO, guide, and the voice behind the blind. Guys, we are back. New episode. Summer is upon us. It's been hot, but it's the end of the 2024-2025 guide season. We have survived yet another year. I'm here with Sam and Bob. New podcast set up today, new mics. Kind of got a whole new recording set up and everything. Everything's going to be a little bit different, so if it sounds a little better, you're welcome. If it doesn't, sorry. Hopefully it does. Should, but... yeah, we just kind of all got back from vacations. It's kind of been it's not a lot been going on here at Whiskey Sloughs for the last 2 weeks. I don't think much at all. We did some stuff, but Sam and Bob and Grant and I all went on vacation and kind of got out of Nebraska for a little bit and really was taking some time.
I didn't get out of Nebraska. But
I thought you went to South Dakota for a little bit. No?
No.
Oh. Well, hey, that's my bad.
That deer in the headlights look when you said that.
But
was great. I wish we had that.
I did get away from here and caught a bunch of fish. So.
That's my bad. Yeah, we did a lot of fishing. Then Josh, marketing director, he came up, filmed some fishing trips with us. It was a lot of fun, but
shooting them fish with them 12 gauges.
What?
You said fishing hunts.
Oh, fishing hunts.
Fish with them 12 gauges.
Yeah, well, we're so used to hunting, we might as well hunt fish too.
Hey, I did shoot a few with a bow.
Yeah, Bob did some bow fishing. This episode we're gonna kind of talk about just kind of what we've been up to. A little bit of a breather episode for us. Kind of get back in the podcast swing. Bob will close off turkey season for y'all. Give y'all his parting goodbyes, and is thankful that is 10 months away from his next turkey season. Needs a little time off. We'll talk about some projects, a little bit of what to expect from us here for the rest of the month of June at Whiskey Sloughs, and sit back, relax, kind of kick you one up, get you a nice drink or something, and take her easy. But, Bob, turkey season.
Yeah, it feels good to be done. It was a blast. Chasing a lot of turkeys through the hills. It was a good time. We got on a lot of turkeys, but we earned a lot of them. There was a lot of them that you worked pretty hard for. So, kind of resting, taking her easy is pretty nice right now. I've been still seeing a lot of turkeys on all of our properties, so I think next year we're going to have some insane numbers, which will be a blast. We still had a lot of toms that lived through the season. We had a lot more toms this year than we needed, so it should be a great deal.
Well, and turkey season's way different for you too, specifically because everyone else, we're not like clocked out. We're not just done working, but like Your hunting mindset's over for the rest of everyone.
Yeah, you guys are kind of like working on shop projects.
Not for me.
Cooking.
Not for me. I stepped in.
Yeah, you did step in.
Twice.
And
I delivered.
You did.
Twice.
You did.
2 for 2. But
2 days of guiding, 2 turkeys down.
But that's something to note for, like Justin, for example, is we've all been going balls to the walls from September all the way through, snow goose season, so, mid-March, and you're pretty spent by the time you get through snow goose season, and so to kind of, you get a little bit of time in there before turkey season starts, but you got all that scouting and stuff to do, acquiring properties, all of that. So by the time you're rolling into turkey season, you kind of have to wind her back a little bit and understand getting a different mindset than everyone else.
Yeah, and turkeys are unique because depending on how your hunt goes, how your scouting's been, whatever. You can have a 2-hour morning and you're going home, or you can have a long day till you kill that bird. We spent 6 hours on one bird. We got on him 5 times, just couldn't get a clean shot before we got him dead. And, stuff like that, it can make for a long day, especially, we get into some pretty steep terrain. And as these birds are moving, you always want to try to get in front of them if you can to call them in. And trying to get out and around without getting seen and back on them. If you're making 6, 7, 8 plays on one bird in the morning, there's a lot of moving a lot of times with that. Because usually that means the first play didn't go well, which means he's moving the other direction, and you better get your butt in gear. or you need to move to a different birds, or you need to try to go where he's going to come back through later in the day. But most of the time, you're trying to get fairly aggressive and get in front of them, and man, that can make for some pretty chaotic days, and you get about 50 of those days in you, and you start winding down a little bit. It feels nice to do some fishing, get some shop stuff done, get everything kind of ready for next year, and start thinking about next year's turkey season. And a lot of this year, one of the cool things was we got to experience a lot of new properties. So kind of going forward into next year, thinking, okay, I know these birds really, really well now. It's like maybe there's some spots we're going to want to clear out some trees and, get a permanent blind type deal set up to start off the roost and some stuff like that, make trails into underneath the roost. There's a lot of stuff coming for next year that'll make life a lot easier as far as the guiding aspect goes on us guides. But, man, it was a lot of fun. But, if birds move roosts on you, you can be out pretty late and up pretty early. So it can be challenging, but boy, is it fun.
That and your daylight huntable hours.
Oh my God!
It goes back to like
from early to late.
Isn't
late.
it like 5:30 to like 9?
I think
Yeah.
I think the earliest
somewhere in there.
when I guided in the last group that was here, I think sunrise was at like what? It was at like
Shooting light was like 5:45.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not getting done till 8:39. The latest if you hunt morning, evening, which typically we just hunt the morning, but if you're out scouting and trying to roost those birds, it's 10 o'clock when you're putting them in a tree. Mm-hmm. And then depending on where you're roosting them at, you got to be up in a couple hours. You're ready to rock and roll again. Turkey season's a grind, but boy, is it. Oh, man, I love it. I love chasing them birds.
I will say it is, and I'm nowhere near as full bore as the other guys, but I do enjoy it a lot. And, for me, I kind of got put in scenarios where they're a little bit easier properties to kill birds, but the experience of actually putting a bird down with clients is really, really cool. Very satisfying.
It honestly, there's a whole lot that goes into it, but like the satisfaction of typically you're targeting a specific bird. Like the night before, you roosted a certain tom that you're going to go in there and try to kill. And you're spending your days trying to kill specific birds and outsmart those specific birds. And it's a giant game of chess. And, when you kill a limit of geese or a limit of ducks, that's a great day. Or when you get onto the birds, it's great. But when you outsmart that turkey that you've been chasing, maybe it's been a day or two, and you finally get that win of, hey, I chased this bird for 10 miles. We finally got him. That reward and that, oh, man, it's awesome. Getting to see somebody smile, too, putting down a, 3-4-year-old tom about as big as they're going to get here in Nebraska, and just beard dragging big old birds, especially for the guys who've never chased these big birds out west and have chased the smaller easterns. Man, it is a ball.
Well, I mean, in a lot of ways, too, you look at turkey hunting. I mean, it's so different. You can't even compare it to waterfowl hunting. Waterfowl hunting, you're trying to get the numbers, you're trying to get the big wads in, you're trying to get a bird to do it just right. There's all those different aspects. And then when you turkey hunt, it's almost a lot like deer hunting in that you're going after the trophy, you're going after that big tom, and so it's just different. It's really different.
You're not sitting there trying to be like, how am I going to work each group, and how am I going to adjust the spread after each group to make the next group do it a little better. You got one shot. Like that bird's going to come, and he's either going to give you a shot or he's not. So thinking through what we call our trap, how you're going to set that trap so that when he comes in to respond to that call, he's going to give the client the perfect opportunity to shoot, and trying to get your game plan conveyed to them a lot of times in the dark and without making noise because you're fairly close to the bird, so you want to make sure they know exactly where the bird's supposed to come from, when to get their gun up, when to shoot, everything like that. It's a very elaborate trap in a lot of ways, and trying to make sure you're in the shadows, you're hidden under the trees, you're hid just right, because we didn't use as many pop-up blinds this year. And so when you go away from that, really making sure your trap is set perfect is the difference between you're killing a bird or you're watching a bird go the other way. And it's a very big puzzle, but there is no second try. Like if he doesn't come, you're SOL. And even if you go hunt that bird again the next day, you're not going to want to set up in the same spot because your chance of working him is just next to none. So each day you're taking your one-shot run at a trap off the roost to work, and then, you're making adjustments to the strut zone, stuff like that later in the morning. But off the roost is usually your guaranteed play, and so if you can really set that trap right, it works out phenomenal. But it's definitely a challenge and a chess game to try to outsmart that bird off the roost. It's a lot of fun.
Bob, great comments. I'm going to interrupt your turkey things for my podcast taste of Busch Light Lime.
What do you think of it?
I haven't tried it yet. I was waiting for you to get done.
All right. Let's
raw,
see what
honest reaction
Let's see what
here.
you think. Minder, you're not a beer guy.
Yeah, I'm not a beer guy, but yeah, this...
It's good.
It's good. It's all right.
It's not bush apple.
It's not even close. No.
It's better than peach, though, hands down.
Yeah. Oh, I hate
Like,
peach. I hate
hands
peach.
down.
Let me go in for a second opinion.
It's way better than the peach.
I felt like the lime notes would have been a little more.
No, you don't want to overdo it.
I know, but it just tastes like someone
lime in a
drug a
beer-
cut lime across the beer can.
Lime in a beer is supposed to be gentle.
It's better than Busch. It is, because Busch regular is piss water, in my opinion. I'm going to make a lot of people mad with that comment, which is fine. But I hate Busch Light. So this, I can drink this. I don't know if I get drunk off of it, but I think it'd get heartburn from the lime, from the acidicness of the lime.
Lime's a very common thing to just put in beer in general. I mean, who drinks a Corona without a lime?
No.
Yeah, you'd have to be pretty weird.
Yeah.
I ain't going to lie.
I don't think it's bad. But
It's a normal thing.
comparatively to like a flight, to like a normal flight, I think I'd rather pick a Yingling flight though.
I think they ought to just make apple permanently.
Yeah.
They should have.
Give the people what they want. I went and looked through the comments when
Like they-
Busch Lights. Mind you, I'm a Coors guy, but I like some flavored beer every now and then. I looked at the comments when like the official Busch Light company posted like the post about making Busch Light Lime. Every single comment was like, "What are you doing? Bring back apple. Leave apple. All we want is apple. Give us apple." Just everyone. It's like, why don't you just do what the people want?
Because if they do a limited edition run, they could sell out and make a shitload of
And
money
they
in a very quick
blue-balled the
time.
hell out of everyone saying, Busch Light Apple's back, and they brought one freaking shipment of it in everywhere.
Yeah.
And what does everyone do?
Buy it
right
all.
when it comes, like,
They're gone.
it's gone.
Which I don't know if they're just going to do it like once a summer and just make, a killing in like a month every summer or what. But like, I don't know. It's something. Yeah. Because they definitely aren't going to just quit making it. There's too much demand. But
I
tell you what. I tell you what, a couple of them apples would have been great on vacation. We were out by then.
couple 30s of them apples.
Me and Bob made a trip up to Lewis and Clark Lake, Gavin's Point. We were doing some walleye fishing up there. Never fished up there. Me and Bob kind of impromptu'd it. Not gonna lie, I was like, "Hey Bob, I'm bored. You want to go fishing?"
About 8 in the morning? We were
8 in the morning. We decided
"You
1:30. We put the boat in at Lewis and Clark.
How long is that drive then?
3 hours.
I was just curious.
About 3 hours.
I think we were packed up and out of here in like an hour.
Yeah, we left Kearney about 9:15. Got to Lewis and Clark about 12:30. Had some lunch and put the boat in at 1:30.
That food was pretty dang good.
Hammered
At the
the walleyes. Dante caught a 27.5, about 7.5 pounds. Bob caught a couple good ones. I caught a few good ones. It was a great trip. We were there, went there Saturday, came home Sunday, just went up for a night. It was amazing. But the real show from Bob was when he went bow fishing. He took him and his kayak. They went up and explored South Dakota with Dante.
That was fun.
Wow, you hammered some fish.
Dude, we did. So I was sitting here antsy and just waiting for the next day to go fishing, and Hunter looks at me and he goes, "Dude, the fuck are you doing? Just leave."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Well, I'm meeting Dante tomorrow night," and he's like, "Well, it's not like you ain't ever fished the night before."
Because
I was like,
I was
"Well,
flying to Arizona
shit."
that night, right?
Yeah, and I was just sitting here at the couch just watching
Yeah.
fishing on YouTube because I was just dying to go fish. And he was like, it's not like you ain't ever fished at night before. And I was like, you know what?
What
That's
are you
a
doing?
fair point. So I packed my stuff up, left at like 9 p.m., got there at midnight, fished midnight to midnight, which, oh, man, it was a ball. I started off right there by Gavin's Point Dam bow fishing, which for anybody who's familiar with it, that area is just notorious for a lot of Asian carp and just a lot of carp in general. And so smoked the carp there pretty good that night. And then I started fishing a little bit off the bank trying to find a walleye or something and wasn't having much luck. And I thought, South Dakota, it's pretty notorious for smallmouth and for pike, but I didn't really know that area, but I had some tips on where to go farther north while I was waiting for Dante. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take me and my kayaks and drive north. So we drove north, put in the kayaks up there, and started fishing up there and got into some nice pike and stuff, and that was a ball. And then Dante got off work, and we went and caught some more pike and some walleye, and it was a ball. But let me tell you, I've got these little El Cheapo Walmart kayaks that are like the smallest kayak you can get, and you're putting them in on these potholes up in South Dakota, which, they're pretty wind protected, not really a big deal. Didn't really think a whole lot of it. Like you're maybe getting 400 yards off the bank at like the farthest. And I'm sitting out there, and I finally hook into this big old pike. And I'm like, all right, this is like fun. I've never really hardly ever caught a pike. And then I get it up to the kayak, and it's pulling the kayak around this lake. And I'm like sitting here going, now what do I do? Like, now I've got a pike on my line. Mind you, I don't catch pike, so I'm like, how the heck do I even get this thing off a hook? And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I got this little dinky net. I'm getting dragged around the lake in this kayak. Oh, man, it was a ball. I finally decided to just paddle the pike to shore and unhook him on the shore. And then I put him on my little stringer, tied him to my kayak, and I had a trolling motor the rest of the day. Let me tell you, I barely had to paddle for a while. I'd get out in the middle, and he'd just pull me around to the other pike. It was pretty great.
I mean, there's a reason why pike are my favorite fish to catch.
Dude, they are so much fun. I'm going back up there sooner
I was
than
gonna say,
later
you're gonna
to go
go
try
up
to.
there again.
Yeah, I'll go back up fairly soon, even if it's just for a day or so.
Yeah.
I'm itching to again. It was when you said you fish for pike like bass up there and like they're everywhere. Like, I didn't land all that many pike when I was up there, but I hooked into a ton. Like,
You know what's gonna make you land more pike, Bob? Putting a steel leader on like 90%
well, not even
of
like
the
that.
population
Like,
that fishes for
but
pike.
the other big issue I had is trying to hook into them on a kayak and like get them onto the kayak. Like, I lost so many just trying to get them into the kayak.
Oh
But
yeah.
Oh man, it's so much fun. Like, they fight so hard, and there is so many of them.
You know, what would have been an interesting statistic to keep track of, just how many fish in that 2 weeks, like all of us collectively have caught. Cause
Hundreds.
way over that. I bet you we probably pushed a freaking 1,000 fish. Cause god dang, maybe not that much, but we were up there.
A couple hundred fish for sure.
Easily.
I mean easily.
The trip I went on, I just went out west and there was a lake they just had stocked a bunch of saw guys in, and every single day me and Aaron limited out for 4 out of the 5 days, because one of the days we did something else, but a lot of fish have been caught.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back up there.
I mean,
soon too.
we caught a bunch of catfish, and most of those were just accidentally. We caught a bunch of walleye. We caught, pike, smallmouth, everything. You got some perch. We got some perch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been an insane few weeks of fishing.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of free time compared to normal,
Been
and
eating
we've
a lot of
all
fish.
put in some work on the fishing time. We've all been out there
Oh,
giving her
you
head.
guys did. I went to the desert.
Yeah, you did
I'm
do
already,
that.
I'm already
But when you
excited
came
to go
back-
fishing again.
When you came back, we got after the walleyes again.
The desert was fun. Golfing, swimming, shopping. We went to this like adult arcade.
Not where I thought you were going with that, and I was like, whoa.
No, I'm serious. It's like an adult arcade. There was all these arcade games, then bowling, darts, mini golf, go-karts. They had beer pong.
What?
Yeah, it was an adult arcade.
That had to
They
be
had
that
like
badass.
8 bars. Oh, I was hammered. by 1 p.m.
Is that where the self-driving car took you to and from a lot?
Yeah. We used Waymo down there.
Dude,
we
that was
actually
badass.
we Waymoed in the self-driving car from the house. So her house was in Phoenix, and we drove to East Scottsdale, and we self-driving car'd to there. Got hammered. Self-driving car to the casino afterwards. Partied at the casino and self-driving car back to the house. It was a very fun day.
Was it just you, Alex, and Connor, or did your aunt
Connor,
go with too? Or,
Connor
I
went to
guess
the arcade. At the arcade, he can be there, but he couldn't get in the casino.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We went to Top Golf, played some actual golf, a lot of golf. We played like a little mini putt-putt course. It was 104 when we were playing it, and I was pounding water. I would go water, whiskey. It still did not go well for me.
Like me on Josh's boat, except for I didn't pound the waters.
But see, Sam, what I didn't explain though is it's a dry heat.
Even still.
There's no humidity, so it's not great. It's still not good, but imagine Nebraska 104 is really like 104 Arizona is like a 92 Nebraska.
Still, that's terrible. I don't even like 80 degrees.
It was a lot of fun though, like being down there. It's a whole different thing down there. It's a cool place. Went to all these cool restaurants and saw all sorts of cool shit. I mean, every day was just like, well, we did. This is the best part about it is, you know how my job is all planning, all thinking, everything. I said, I ain't doing no fucking thinking. We're going to wake up, and we're going to figure it out, just whatever we want. Wake up. You guys want to get breakfast? Nope, I'm not hungry. Oh, cool. I'll just order this. That sounds great. What do you guys want to do? Oh, something golf? Okay, let's go figure something golf out. No planning, no thinking.
That's the best feeling ever.
Just on the fly, literally no worries about time. Like, it was a 25-minute Waymo ride from downtown Phoenix to East Scottsdale. Didn't matter. It was just whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
Just time didn't matter. Oh, it's around dinner time. Should we go get a reservation? Oh, we got, the only thing we planned was reservations at the nice restaurants because those you have to have. Other than that, we didn't do nothing. We went to downtown Phoenix. We went to a real nice restaurant down there and then bar hopped around. They had some live music bars and stuff like they did in Nashville. Only thing was it's all pop music in Phoenix.
Oh.
It's not country, so it wasn't as good as Nashville. But it was still really fun. It was just great. It was great to not have to think about time or what the hell I'm doing or why I'm doing it or what's the best way to do something. It didn't matter. It was just do whatever you want, get drunk, party, relax, sleep whenever you want. I mean,
shit, even...
That was the best.
Even in the course of, getting back into doing things... There's still, a relief of, I don't have to get this done today because if I don't get it done, then, it's putting everyone... you know what I'm saying? There's...
It's not like a hunt where
We're
it's
busting,
you got to be there at this time. You got to be ready by
Right.
this time. You
Right.
got to be on the road by this
for
time.
example, it's I'm going to go to the gym. Maybe I want a little bit extra sleep because I went hard yesterday. Perfect. Go to the gym a little bit later than I normally do. Get to work. There's a little bit of, peace of mind and relaxation, and honestly, it's feeling good getting back to doing things and getting stuff done because there is a lot of stuff to do, but it's
It feels really good to there's a lot of stuff around the lodge, like the shop and everything that you look at all season, and it's we need to get to that, but you're so busy in go mode that building shelves in the shop, you sit there and go, man, I really want some shelves in there all season long. But you don't have time to just sit and go full blown into a construction project. You get to the off season, dude, we've been knocking projects out left and right between shop projects, yards looking insanely different. Hunter, you've been going nuts on that thing.
Dude, that yard's a whole new yard.
That yard when we got it was, oh god, it looked like somebody poured diesel on it and lit a match.
We just got undergrounds put in recently.
More weeds than grass. More dead trees everywhere.
Dead trees. It looked like
a war zone.
It was horrible. It was probably it was horrible. Literally
I don't even love it needs, and it's.
I have a picture of the yard from when we bought it.
I don't even want to see it.
To what it is now. It's like night and day. It's insane. And it's great. It's so good to have that yard turning up and looking good. It just makes the whole thing look so much more presentable and everything. I love it.
Wait till we go start smacking some more freaking dead crap
Yeah,
out of there.
we got to smack a tree line, do some more planting. I did some house
I'm so
landscaping.
excited to cut those couple trees out.
I did some house landscaping the other day. Our garden's in great shape. We replanted some of the area. It's all coming. Like Bob said, it looks like a completely different area, but it'll also look like a completely different area when I'm finished with it again. Yeah. Like, we're about halfway through. We're about halfway to what I want it to be. But
you know what we should do when your garden's coming to an end, or like right there by dove season? We should make a little dove area back there and just let the doves pile into the backyard.
For what?
Just to watch off the porch.
While I'm cooking, I want to sit there and cook, and
I want to watch all the doves just pile in. Like, we put a little mini power line, a little mini food area, a little water.
You want to feed the pheasants and turkeys too?
I just want to feed the doves. I don't give a fuck about the others. But them doves are fun to watch, and we got a pile of them in our neighborhood.
I saw your neighborhood turkeys.
Yeah, they pissed me off.
Hanging out by the golf course again.
We had one tom.
Three big toms in the neighborhood golf course.
I was talking with one of our hunters one day, and I was playing with my calls, and I made a bunch of yelping and stuff, and I was showing him this note, and the turkey started firing off in the trees across the road after we had just not killed a turkey that day. And we got our turkeys, but it was pretty defeating when the tom was gobbling across the road from the lodge, and you didn't get one to fire off that morning. It was like, that little motherfucker. I about went and had to hunt me a yard bird.
I think one of my favorite projects that we're doing. We're farmers officially too. We bought a tractor yesterday.
Yeah, let me put on my farming shoes.
We're farmers. Sam is a farmer now. Mm-hmm. Well, we're not really farming. We're really food plotting, but still, we're farmers. We're growing stuff.
Oh yeah.
We got a garden, and we got a couple food plots.
We're
farmers.
My thumb's greener than it was last year. I can say that.
That is true.
Not maybe much, but like them big farmers. We're about one drop and about a ocean for them. But yeah. We're kind of farmers. Got ourselves a tractor. Dude, I found a use for that tractor within an hour of it sitting in our driveway. It's so great. Having it's going to be so good for us to do everything we need to do with it. We're super excited about that. We're really reorganizing the shop, making some big changes there, being able to have more storage and more square feet to have for space, kind of building a little loft. It's great. It's really coming together. Working on the garage. The garage is going to kind of become a mud room. Sam and Joe are painting the floor of the garage right now.
Yep.
That we're doing epoxy flex flooring. It's going to be great. Having that done.
Even the primer alone, when you sent me that pictures of the primer, I looked at it and I was like, man, you want to just go primer the shop? Not paint the shop, but just put the primer down. Oh my God, that primer even just looks so much better than that way the floor looked.
I had to put 2 coats on though.
Did you?
Yeah, because since we're not able to grind it, it doesn't get into those some of those indentations. It's just gonna be that way without a grinder.
Yeah, that'll be all right.
Yeah, but I needed to do a second coat anyways. There were just places where it was lighter. It dried differently. That primer, it's weird when it goes on. It's not
you got it primed. What comes next? So it's next the paint and the flakes.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you guys gonna approach that? I know you've been talking about it, but what are you thinking?
Well, the weather's making things difficult.
Yeah, because you got to get the right heat and humidity.
Me and Joe have to get up hella early tomorrow because it's supposed to be hot.
Is it going to be too humid that early in the morning? Because that's what I ran into when I was staining last year. It was a mess to find a day to stain.
Well, regardless, because the primer's on, you got 48 hours to put the other stuff on.
Oh, shit. So, it's going.
It's going. So, me and Joe are probably going to get up super early, get that done, and then I'm probably going to go to the gym after I get that done. But put that on. We'll have to. There's literally nowhere in town to get shoes. We would have had to have ordered them. Nowhere.
Gotcha. So how are you guys going to do that?
The only way we're going to be able to do it is Joe stands behind me and basically we'll just shift left to right, going back and forth. and he'll just be to the left of me while I paint, and then he'll throw the flakes.
Gotcha. So you're gonna just try to put them on as
We
you
bought
paint.
We bought one extra deal of
Flakes to be safe.
but we'll probably just put them on like light to moderate.
Yeah.
Is what we're thinking. We should have plenty of flakes, but we'll have to do it that way, and then that needs to dry for 24 hours, and then you can put the clear coat over top.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so like there's still a lot of time to be put into that. So I don't know. Hopefully, my plan is this primer will be done. We'll go paint the other stuff and flake it tomorrow. Let it sit for 24 hours, and then early in the morning Friday again, put that clear coat on before Airbnb.
Do you have to
clients
sand
come.
after that clear coat, or do you just put it on?
No, you just put it on. What you're supposed to do is the only like sanding and grinding that you're supposed to do is you're supposed to do that before you put anything on. Like the primer is supposed to be put on after you like grind down.
Grind down the concrete.
Yeah, because it's supposed to like be nice, smooth, level surface,
Yeah.
which is not our garage.
No.
That caulking is gonna stick out a little bit too, but I'm hoping once I throw flakes on it,
That'll be
it'll be
alright.
gone.
Better
It ain't gonna be perfect.
Better that than a hole missing in the
You get
concrete
what you pay
later.
for. Instead of paying super expensive and getting nice results, we're gonna see what
the Sam and Joe results are.
what the Temu results are.
Kind of like our one Temu food plot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did a food plot before we got
Couldn't
the
get
tractor.
it well, and you couldn't get to it with a tractor anyways. Where most of it
We
was.
had a harrow that is not one that is attached to anything. You just have to tie a rope to it. So
We used the cow halter.
every single time.
We really wanted food down in this spot. Let me tell
Every
you.
single time you had to turn around, you had to lift it up, and oh my